told you that there's 10 different suburbs around Greensboro that feel like 10 different versions of North Carolina. One feels like a quiet, upscale countryside town. Another feels like a village vibe and all that kind of stuff. And another one is great if you travel all the time. Once I show you the last one on the map, it surprisingly becomes everyone's favorite suburb. In this video, we're going to talk about 10 different suburbs, the top 10 suburbs of Greensboro. And by the end of the video, you're going to figure out which one feels most like home for you. Make sure you stick around for the suburb number 10 because it just might be the smartest long-term move down the road, being space-wise and potential value. If this is your first time to my channel, make sure you hit the button below and hit subscribe. We want to make sure that you don't miss out on any of our upcoming videos or content. And if you have any questions, you can always call, text, or DM me. All my information is below in the comments, and if you want to chat, you can always set up a quick Zoom meeting where we can chat face-to-face. The first suburb we're going to talk about in Greensboro is Summerfield. Summerfield is actually upscale country living. So that means larger lots, more space, large brick homes. There's a golf course out there, higher end HOAs, just overall higher priced homes. You can find homes to close to 2 million in that area, but the lot sizes are larger. But the big thing about Summerfield is it's super close to Greensboro. So you can be in downtown Greensboro in about 10 or 15 minutes. There's a new beltway and it's made it even faster. But people love Summerfield because it's got that quiet, peaceful country living, but they still have the convenience that they can get to Greensboro in 10 or 15 minutes and everything so close. The airport is within 5 to 7 minutes from Summerfield. So you have to know that you're going to be near the airport and hear the airport if you do live in Summerfield. So that's something really that you do want to think about looking at Summerfield. Another thing that people love about Summerfield is the schools. They absolutely love the schools because the schools are so high rated in that area. So it's very sought out for the schools. So if you have kids in school age, people love that area for the schools. The second suburb that is one of the most popular in Greensboro is Oak Ridge. Oak Ridge is very close to Summerfield, so it has some of the similar feels, like the larger lots. You can definitely have a pool, more upscale homes. That you're looking at higher priced homes. You are in this, the same schools are in that area, but it has a totally different feel. It has a village type feel. It's very close knit. It's a tight knit community. There's a grocery store. There's a little shopping mall. There's a lot of restaurants in the area. It's just tight knit. There's also a private military academy right in Oak Ridge. So it has a totally different feel, but it has a very similar feel to Summerfield where you're going to look at higher priced homes, larger lots. The commute time is as well, this is very similar to Summerfield. It's so close to Greensboro, but people never say, hey, I just live close to Greensboro. They actually say, I live in Oak Ridge, because it is a tight knit community and people love Oak Ridge. The third suburb that people love around Greensboro is Jamestown. Where Jamestown is actually located is in between High Point, Kernersville, and Greensboro, and it's just kind of like right in between. It is super quaint. It has a lot of homes built in the 70s. Some of them are more historic. It has the cutest historic downtown area. There's tons of little eclectic restaurants. Actually, one of my favorite restaurants is located in Jamestown, and the downtown is just unbelievably cute with all of the historic buildings around it. But my favorite restaurant of all is Southern Roots, and it's a farm to table restaurant, and it is located in Jamestown. People love Jamestown and they love living in Jamestown because it is so close to High Point and Greensboro and Kernersville and all the way around. It's just super convenient, the area. It also has a tech college, actually, Guilford Tech, located in Jamestown, so people love living there as well because of that. Really, the big draw of Jamestown is because of its convenience of being able to get to Greensboro or High Point, but not living in Greensboro or High Point. It just has the more of an eclectic, tighter knit community feel, and people love that about Jamestown. The fourth suburb that people absolutely love, and I've done quite a few videos on this city, is Kernersville. The reason people love Kernersville is because it is literally right in the middle of Winston-Salem and Greensboro. It's directly in the center. So if one person works in Winston-Salem and then one family member works in Greensboro, Kernersville is the most convenient city to live in. It has an eclectic downtown as well, so you'll find it has a pretty vibrant downtown with restaurants, and it actually has some little bars or hangout places now. It has a great feel to it downtown and a super tight-knit community as well. It also has a Target and Walmart, so it kind of has everything and anything you need. It has a Lowe's. You really don't have to leave Kernersville, but people love it because it is right in the middle of the entire Triad, and price-wise, it's not a super expensive area as well, but people love that convenience of being in the middle of the Triad. The schools are highly ranked schools in the area. Like, we have a leadership academy. It is not a private school, but it appears or feels like a private school, and people love that school in Kernersville, and they love to live here. But overall, it is a town that kind of has everything and anything, and it is close to Greensboro, but you don't have to live in Greensboro. So that is a great suburb. The fifth suburb that we're going to talk about is Colfax. Now, Colfax has that small town feel, but it's actually in the middle of a business or industrial sector. So it's this quaint little town or little, area or suburb, like that's what I would call it, is truly a suburb. They have large lots. So you're going to look at, there's going to be more septic there, more wells, but there are some farms as well in Colfax, but it's pretty small. But you are so close to Greensboro, Kernersville, High Point, and people really, really love it. And it's definitely an upcoming suburb as well, because it is growing left and right, and people love the convenience of Colfax. The sixth suburb is Pleasant Garden. Now, this is an overlooked suburb. A lot of people don't even talk about Pleasant Garden because it's so tightly tucked in the southeast part of the Greensboro area. So it is going to be closer to Raleigh, Durham, Burlington, Mebane. But people love it because it's super tight knit. It's a smaller community. The home prices are a little less expensive down there, and people just love that. It's also a little bit closer to Asheboro as well. So again, you're going to look at larger lots. But again, like I'd mentioned, the price point is going to be a little bit lower. You're going to have a little bit more room to spread out down in that direction. One of the last things about Pleasant Garden is it is known as a true quiet North Carolina community. So you're going to get a lot of that countryside feel down there. So it is quieter overall for being in a suburb, and being around Greensboro, it is definitely a tight-knit, quiet community. The seventh suburb that we're going to chat about is also on the east side of Greensboro, and it is Whitsett and Gibsonville. Now, what is known about Whitsett and Gibsonville is that there is a lot of newer neighborhoods, so you have a lot of new construction. It is, again, on the other side of Greensboro, so you are closer to Mebane, Durham, Raleigh. You're going to be on that side of Greensboro. And so there's a lot of access. If you do work in Mebane or even Durham, people will live in Whitsett. They really, really move there because of the new construction, the new neighborhoods. There's the McIntosh neighborhood is kind of like right near there as well. And I think it might be closer to McLeansville, but Gibsonville, Whitsett, they're all kind of like right there. And people love that area because it's growing left and right, and there's a lot of new construction around there. Another thing about Whitsett and Gibsonville is that most of the neighborhoods do have HOAs. So there's going to be a lot of amenities. Like I had mentioned before, there's a lot of new construction and new neighborhoods. So if you want sidewalks, community pools, and all those kind of amenities that come with the HOA kind of amenity-filled neighborhoods, Whitsett and Gibsonville might be a place that you want to check out. The number 8 suburb around Greensboro is Brown Summit. The biggest thing about Brown Summit is you're going to have land, lakes, it's going to be quiet, it's just north of the city, and it will give you your countryside feel for sure. So there is a lot of farmlands. It is a little bit of a commute. Even if you work in Greensboro and you live in Brown Summit, you're going to have a little bit of a hike to get to Greensboro. But people absolutely love Brown Summit because of the wide open space, and the home prices seem to be slightly less expensive than some of the other areas around Greensboro. Now, the number 9 suburb in Greensboro is McLeansville. Now, I had mentioned this before in Gibsonville and Whitsett because McLeansville is relatively close to these 2 other suburbs. But one of the biggest things about McLeansville, and like I had mentioned about Gibsonville and Whitsett, is that we have a lot of new neighborhoods, a lot of new HOAs with lots of amenities. So if you're looking for sidewalks and amenities and HOAs and an easy access to the interstate, so if you do a lot of traveling, I definitely would check out McLeansville because of the location and its access to the highways. It makes it very, very easy for you to travel throughout the Triad. And if you drive down to Raleigh, it's a super, super easy travel time going from McLeansville to Raleigh. The top 10 suburb around Greensboro, and it's a hidden gem, and I mentioned in the video in the beginning, just stick around to the end so that we could chat about this one, is Stokesdale. Stokesdale is a little bit further out than Oak Ridge and Summerfield, so you do have that quiet country-like upscale feel, but it's going to be a little bit further out, so it's going to be a little bit more rural. So you definitely will have more privacy, a little bit more land. The schools are fabulous, so people absolutely love the schools, and the taxes are a little bit lower, but you're still pretty close to Greensboro that your commute time is not crazy. And people just absolutely love having the extra room for more toys and pools and room to spread out, and having that privacy people absolutely love, and they don't mind the extra 5 to 10 minutes that living in Stokesdale would take if you were commuting from Greensboro every day from work. People absolutely rave about Stokesdale, and I kind of agree. I've sold quite a few homes to families that live in Stokesdale, and they absolutely love it. And most of the time they do commute to Greensboro, and they don't mind the commute because it does take a few minutes longer, but they just love that they can drive home, and they love the country-like feel and how private their lots are, and just overall the quiet feel of the area. So those are the top 10 suburbs that I always chat with all the buyers, sellers, and investors, and anybody that's thinking about relocating to the area. I always chat with them about these because people seem to absolutely love all these suburbs, and I love most of them as well. They are great places to live, and definitely a great place if you're thinking about relocating and don't want to be in downtown Greensboro. Definitely look at all these suburbs, and we'll put out so many more videos on all of them. So definitely hit up our upcoming videos on these different suburbs. And if you have any videos that you would like us to create or film, definitely drop that in the comments below. And if you're still here in the video, make sure that you call, text, or DM me if you have any other questions about moving to Greensboro or any of these suburbs or North Carolina in general. I'd love to help you. People reach out to us every day just like you, and we'd love to help you relocate to North Carolina and or the Triad. So call, text, or DM me, or set up a Zoom meeting with the link below, and we can chat face to face about your next move to Greensboro.